In this video, we're going to be looking at how we post the cash book payments to the general ledger. So we have a cash book up on screen, and you'll note that this is a cash book that doesn't have balances recording how much cash and bank was held at the start and the end of the periods. But we will be just focusing on the payment side of this cash book. Now, when we look at the payments, we've got several columns. The first two, the bank and the cash column, tell us where the money that was used to pay or make these payments has come from, whether it's come from the bank or whether it's come from our stock of cash. So both of those record reductions in the value of our bank and cash assets. So they're going to be credits. So when we bring up our list of postings, we're going to credit the bank and cash accounts with the totals from those first two columns. We'll then start posting the other columns. So the VAT, well, that £151 total there will be debited to our VAT account. Now, it's a debit because that £151 represents a fall or a reduction in the value of the amount the business owes in VAT to HMRC. So, and a reduction in a liability is always recorded as a debit. Then we've got our cash purchases, and this is going to be debited to our purchases account. It's a debit because it represents an increase in the value of an expense, being purchases of goods. Then we have our purchase ledger column, and the total here will be debited to our purchase ledger control account. And it's a debit because it represents a reduction in a liability, the liability being the amount of money that is owed to the business's suppliers. And then finally, we have our other column. And here we can see that this £2,023 comprises bank charges of £23 and equipment purchases of £2,000. And rather than posting the total, I'm going to post those two payments separately, simply because it's going to make my life easier. They're not the same type of cost, so we're going to post them to separate accounts right from the off. I will send the £23 to bank charges and the £2,000 to equipment purchases or equipment cost account in our general ledger. Let's now transfer our postings lists into the general accounts, the general ledger accounts. So our credits will be recorded on the credit side of the bank account and the cash account. Now, in terms of descriptions that I'm going to use in my general ledger accounts, I'll just use cash book in the same way that I used the term cash book when we were looking at posting receipts into the general ledger. Likewise, I'll do the same when I'm recording all of the different debits. And that is how we post information from our cash book payments into the general ledger.